for some reason in the studio there is like one random shower, but it has no like heat knob. All right, it's just cold or extra cold. And I only had fairy up liquid, so I literally just took a cold shower, fairy up liquid.
It woke you up for this amazing best of 3 Tundra versus Liquid. Of course, Tundra are completely undefeated in this DPC season, 3-0 in terms of their series. Liquid not too far behind TGov in 2-1, so still top 4 overall, as a lot of teams are struggling this time around in this EU region that we don't usually see getting wrecked. But we'll talk about that a little later because these heroes are very interesting. 9 is playing the Faceless Void. We see the mid Marcy as the panel is kind of flabbergasted. What are your general thoughts on these two respective lineups?
I mean, there's not an innate farming mechanism for Void, so 9 playing it is a little bit weird. He has actually played 1 pub game of Void already.
Oh, that's enough, yeah.
But it wasn't mid, it was carry. So he's played like 1 carry game and gone, you know what, boys? Let me play it mid. In fairness, though, this is like one of the few games where it actually looks not too bad, because he's going up against a mid-Marcy. He's against multiple melee cores. He's got a Beastmaster. Like, it's kind of like easy mode for a Void. It's like, you don't need this mid-hero to be some explosive hero, because the rest of the draft is super clean.
Right. Soxa getting pressured here a bit on this Weaver, but with Shakuchi away. But the Balance Strike is there after the Sentry is placed. Looks like he'll live eventually. And he's getting chased, though. Shakuchi not up for another 6 seconds. This was nerfed not too long ago, and you can see how big a difference it makes.
It's up in 1.
Soxa gets off the Shakuchi, pops the Fairy Fire as well. 1 more right click will do it, and First Blood goes the way of Boxy on a very tough hero, which is that Weaver.
At a rare moment, both supports having to use their TPs as well. Oof.
Let me ask you this, though. Like, if you're going to pick a Faceless Void, obviously 9 plays mid generally, but in a game like this, why wouldn't you switch it up with just using him as position 1 and having Razor mid?
That's a good question. I think maybe you could argue that the options of mid, if it's Dawn or Marcy, would probably do okay against a mid Razor. They both have a movement mechanic, so they can get away from it. And also it's Tundra. They like to be a little bit quirky. No, Razor's a bit too boring. Skitter's way too good at it.
Well, the last couple weeks of Dota have been kind of crazy in terms of picks, which I don't think a lot of people were expecting, with the patch not being as huge as a lot were expecting or wanting to.
Because like,
it to be at least.
The patch wasn't too big, so the players are forcing like a fake patch upon themselves, you know?
Yes, that sounds likely.
They're like finding new excuses. Oh yeah, Void got a 1% change on nothing. Viable now, gotta play it.
Yeah. Well, talk to me about Marcy, because the games that I've seen, it's been mostly support, and it has, I mean, Dispose has been really the key spell, but as a mid-Marcy, how different does this hero get played?
I feel like you need to treat a mid-Marcy as if it's like a Void Spirit in the mid lane. You're going to be pushing out your lane, you have kill potential if a hero comes to your lane, and if anyone's close to your tower, she's going to TP in, rebound off that hero, and then quickly find the kills. Itemization-wise, Phase, BKB, Basher, not the same as a Void Spirit. And very much you jump the backline and you just cause people to be at least half HP.
Okay. In terms of itemization, what are you expecting anything crazy?
No, unfortunately not. I think Marcy's been around long enough now that they know that the core build is pretty much just BKB Basher. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a new variation on that, but unfortunately it's a bit too good. Maybe Mickey's got a different read on the hero.
Yeah, I'm just glad we're getting 2 heroes that are typically banned a decent amount, Marcy especially, but Dawnbreaker as well, the 2 newest heroes. Not named Primal Beast, of course, is 9. We've seen this a couple times. Dispose into Time Walk. A very interactive combo between the 2 players.
If either of these mid laners die, it would be incredibly shocking.
Yeah, what about the gank ability for these position 4s?
The 4s? I thought about the mid lanes for a second.
Oh, you can talk about that too. Like, how susceptible would they be to ganks, especially like a hero like Marcy?
Both teams are kind of weak in regards to their rotations, just because of the damage that they have once they get there, right? Like, ganking the Void lane, it's not you're like, wow, look at the damage. You need the damage to come to the Void, right? So I feel like for Tundra, it's more about Beastmaster having a good lane, that level 6 Void TP up, or maybe the Razor coming, and you fight through just numbers. Whilst on Liquid, their damage comes from like the Oracle and the Dawn joining up together, and any lane they go to, they have enough control to unlock the Monkey, the Marcy, or the Coddle to do the damage. So I kind of picked Liquid to be a little bit better in the fight. Come on, go on.
Illuminate hits, Hammer, but Fairy Fire keeps snaking alive. Looks like it'll be enough to survive throughout this onslaught. Skeeter chasing the rest of Liquid away, so Snake King lives. In this top lane, we can see Matu playing the Monkey King, leading the CS in terms of for both respective carries right now. 21-1, not many denies, but pressuring in terms of right clicks.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but if you look
You didn't enter, I stopped talking.
Perfect. Oh god, I feel like I'm cindering now for a second. I just had a brief little flashback. Whew. 21 for 12 on the Marcy, compared to the 13-0 for the Void.
Yep, that is true.
What's your thoughts on that one?
Oh, am I the analyst now? That's interesting. I mean, it is a faceless Void mid, so I can't say I was expecting too much. I mean, talk to me about like just the hero in general. You said that he doesn't farm well, right?
No.
This is a hero that needs items to farm. Because typically you just have him kind of rot away in the safe lane for a long time.
He has to soak up a lane for so long. That's
and
why
it's not going to be an active hero.
Not really, unless he goes for some like dilation and like time walk play. But he's already gone for a 1-1-3 build.
Yeah.
So very much like Tundra, they need the Razor and the Beastmaster to come online for the Void to kind of follow in their footsteps and be like, yeah, I'm here too, guys. Don't worry. It's not like he's farming the small camp and killing mid.
Zoxley gets taken out for the second time this game. Liquid with the slight lead in terms of net worth, but you can see, at the very least, they do have the highest CSer or Skeeter, 28-7, so he's dominating this lane pretty well.
Yeah, it's a product of having the Keeper Light. Naturally, it's a hero that just always pushes in. You have Illuminate, you hit the couple creeps down. Oh, is he going to kill him too?
Nine mid. Unleash is popped by Mickey, and the hammer is there from the side in Boxy. So they do secure the kill onto the mid-faceless Void. In case you're just joining us, that is not me having a stroke. That is a real thing.
Yeah, you're okay.
Yeah.
The sad thing is,
Gank
Tundra's going to have to put him into the safe lane to recover his game.
Which they could have done to begin. I mean, to be fair, though, Razor's having a really good game. But then again, I feel like Razor against melee heroes generally is good. But you don't think it was that good against Marcy? Like, what can Marcy do? Dispose, but you're still in link range, probably.
It's rough. Like, yeah, I don't know. Tundra's a creative team. You could argue that the Void into the Keeper Light would do really well because the Void always has Time Walk available to the Illuminate, so you'd never actually get pressured. The Razor would still free farm. So in regards to farm disparity, yes, Void in the safe lane Razor mid would have probably netted them better farm overall.
There's got to be something.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's
this is
thing,
a
right?
post-series interview question in the making.
It honestly feels like if you're Tundra drafting this, 9's like, yeah, whatever, I'll play it. It's all right, boys, because Skidder wants to play the Razor. Tank it for the team.
Yeah, Soxa getting chased again. Shikuchi not up for 3 seconds, and it's not even going to be close. Boundless Strike is there for Matu. And yet another, that's the third death for Soxa in this game, as Liquid off to a pretty good start for kills, at the very least. Snake King getting chased off. He's going to link up with Skeeter, though. But Starbreaker is enough for Boxy to take him out in turn. Skeeter gets a very juicy duration static link, but sadly for him, won't be able to turn it into much.
Yeah, and this is one of those safe lanes where the Razor, if you ever do get a static link off, it's never going to be on the Coddle. The Coddle, what has he got? Like 442 move speed? He's zooming away. You can never keep on top of him. And now it gets non-stop pressure. It's hard to play this lane.
Hammer's coming. Boxy facing a bit as the TP is coming from Snake King. Just going to get pushed back a bit by Zai.
Yeah, Boxy respecting the fact that Zai didn't have any follow-up damage, so didn't want to use a Starbreaker and commit on the tower and then maybe bait himself into dying to the IOTP. But yeah, the net worth right now, Monkey complete free farm, Marcy and Coddle also doing so. Potentially a difficult entry to this game.
Another thing the panel mentioned is the lack of Chrono synergy. It's really Axes, Swarm, I mean there's Plasma, it's not like some Wombo combo setup for the Void.
Yeah, I think you have to look at this Void differently than a regular game of Void. It's more going to be this Time Walk with a Shard style Void, jumping in and out of the fight, playing behind that aggression of Beast and Razor. Sure, Io goes down once again.
Does he?
Might be able to do a little juke.
Does it? Yeah, dispose back. Looks like it is dead.
Farewell,
Pops into Oblivion. There's mid lane. Some action onto the Oracle, but Nine's going to have to time walk away thanks to these TPs from Liquid. Come here en masse. And you can see Mickey doing so much damage to Nine. He has no time lapse. Oh my goodness. The time walk was not up.
It's a level 1 time walk. It takes an eternity for him to do it. It's 24 seconds. Of course, if you max it, it gets down to 6. But yeah. Whew. Yeah, not the best start.
It's making Marcy mid look good.
Come on.
I don't know if it's a Faceless Void thing or a Marcy thing, but We'll give them the benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt
like a
here.
21-second cooldown, 19-second cooldown,
Yeah.
18-second cooldown. Yeah, that's a rough one.
Wasn't even close. I mean, he technically could have tried to chrono and run, but doesn't really feel good.
You don't want to use your first chrono like that.
Yeah.
Again, to be clear, Tundra, they're going to be utilizing this Void around the Beastmaster getting, let's say, the Helm of the Overlord, the Razor of a BKB, and then it will just be Void running in first, tanking up some spells, maybe forcing an Oracle out, throwing down a zoning sphere. That will then unlock the Eye with the Razor to rip through the backlines, the Weaver to get in on top. So, this Void will do probably the least amount of damage out of the cores for best part of this game. If it goes later, sure, he might buy some items, but...
Okay. We'll see how that works out for Tundra as Soxa again getting chased.
On Zai's up here
Get rooted
too.
for now. Matu still in the vicinity as Insania cleans them up from the other side. So another death for Soxa and another kill for Liquid. We're up to an 8-0 start. Net worth is 2K, which is pretty substantial for this point of the game, but I wouldn't say this is quite a shellac. I mean, it is 0 kills, but I think with these stacks, this is where it gets really bad if they're able to get this off.
This has to make the mid Void's also getting the Midas here. Understands the game's pretty atrocious.
Yeah.
Oh god,
that's a little rough.
But to be fair, like, for Liquid, they've played an incredible entry to the game. Like Insania in top lane, he had this double sentry set up, so he was always able to see the Weaver moving in and out. That allowed Satsuko to get picked off a couple of times. And on top of that, you have Zai rushing the Boots of Travel, not going for the earn vessel build that some players do, going bots after. Like they've identified that they've won the laning phase, they can pressure further, and now Zai is making sure he's always able to kind of throw himself in. When you have heroes like Marcy, Dawn, Monkey, they're going to easily set up on the side lanes. An extra little bit of damage, that's when you run them over. I wouldn't be surprised if they found a couple more kills now, just whenever Zai wants to TP in and find the fight.
Yeah, and you can see from Tundra's perspective, Skeeter is going for first item BKB, as you already talked about 9 going for the Midas. So, I mean, that's for catch-up, but then you're forcing a BKB out of Skeeter to be able to kind of hold them off until he can actually get some farm on the Void, I would assume. Which, we'll see if that works, but off to a rough start so far, obviously. As 33 is going to take out a very juicy Ancient stack.
He's happy with this one.
Radiant's middle tower is
Can we get a stat of damage done, please? Is that possible? Just want to check up on the Void.
Why would you do this? Oh, he's not last.
He's doing pretty well.
Actually pretty.
He's doing good.
All right.
Not as good as the Oracle, unfortunately, but Oracle's a very big damage
Yes,
dealer.
this is true. As we're going to see the Unleash come from Mickey again with the disposed setup. Solar Guardian is coming.
Oh,
and actually it's on top of the Io relocate. That's a dead Io right off the bat, and Skeeter looks to be next. What an absolute disaster for Tundra. Triple kill for Insania of all the heroes to get that. As Soxa is going to be spotted from the tree line. Will this be yet another death for him? He actually goes into the north.
The dusted hit, but they're not going to chase it.
Here's the first chrono of the game.
Bash,
9.
bash!
Really needs to get this kill onto the Coddle.
Oh, the bash!
Does go down thanks to the bash.
Finally.
Time walk to safety. And it looks like he will survive. That was the first kill for Tundra. So they'll take it, I guess, but that was a rough triangle fight. We're going to see Wukong's command forcing 33 out. Matut trying to TP away, will be successful.
Can we get an update on the damage done, please?
All right.
All right, look at that Void. Now the mid Void, best on his team.
Yeah, that is surprising when there's a Razor in the game, I'm not going to lie.
All right, thank you very much, production.
The fact that Soxa has done the most damage on this team is actually insane.
The Sakuchi
Swarm?
spam, yeah.
Goodness. A lot of pressure on this tier 1 tower, but Liquid. Quite the start here. They have come to play, no doubt.
Jokes aside, though, very important kill on the Void. Sorry, on the Coddle, the Void jumping in, getting that solo kill. It completed his Midas. He's now, slowly getting towards BKB. So it might look quite funny, but yeah, getting even one kill. At the start of game that he had, I would have been surprised if he failed every chrono for the next 5-10 minutes if Liquid was in position. But he found that one opportunity to get that kill.
But that Solar Guardian timing on the IR,
I
don't even know if that was 100% on purpose, but that was disgusting. That was really
caster, play-by-play, and color, and analyst, and whatever.
Yeah.
Perfectly timed Dawnbreaker ultimate. Yep.
Well played. Give them
Well
the benefit of the doubt every time, even when
time.
you know it's not on purpose. Although that one could have been.
That was 50.
Either way, that was.
That is the beauty of Dota, though. Like the amount of times when you see a sick play, and then you're like, oh, whoopsie.
Yeah. Like I can't even see the IOs on top of the particle effect.
If we rewind it for a second, you can clearly see a bit more, bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit more, tad more.
There.
Back into this fight.
Yep. Great.
That's what I meant.
Thanks,
yeah.
P-Gov. We appreciate that as the mid-faceless Void has died.
How's this more important than the highlight?
As we can see the relocate, Snake King going back into his own death thanks to the dispose. Yeah,
what I was trying to
another kill
ascertain
for
from that rewind was clearly the door note was pre-reload, it felt like. But anyways.
Okay.
Void going down mid, but this is the point in the game where the kill score, 13-for-1, looks very healthy. Only the 2K lead. That's because, you know, Tundra has done a pretty decent job after it. Yeah, so... Oh, the relocate start... Okay, my bad. Relocate start, Dawnbreaker ult after. So it's actually just really nicely timed from the Dawnbreaker, syncing up with the reload. So we'll give a lot of credit to the Dawn. Didn't
Well
catch
done.
It. Well done.
So is this more of an experience lead than gold? Because like you said, 2K isn't crazy, but 13-1 looks very much in favor of Liquid.
No, XP-wise, Void's up top, to be surprised. You know, he bought the Midas, he got the solo kill.
Right, okay.
Helped accelerate him.
That's true. Midas will definitely help with the XP, as it is 48 seconds slower than average.
Yo,
but
he's a
considering his
mid-Void.
start...
I feel like every time you say something about Void, I'm just going to say, but he's a mid-Void. That's my contribution to this conversation.
All right, Soxa, what death is that now? Let's see. That's number 5 for him.
This Oracle is going to be fat. If you ever kill him, 5 kill streak, he's going to be worth a pretty penny. And he needs to make sure he's got good positioning in these upcoming fights. But yeah, Liquid, they need to like kind of sweep across the map now, find the fights. Don't allow for this Midas Void, the BKB rushing Razor to get to those items and then be able to kind of put a little bit of rebuttal into that Liquid fight. This is the best window in the game to find these pickoffs, especially you got 4 vessel charges on Zai. Like, sweep across the map, find the kills.
Yeah, that is quite a bit. Or 9, I should say, on that Faceless Void. The mid-Faceless Void, that is.
Yes.
Switching it up. He's not going BKB yet.
No, yeah, I just saw that, actually, yeah.
But going for a little bit more DPS. We'll see how that works out for him. I mean, the fact that they're only 3K behind is actually pretty impressive, I'm not going to lie. Now it's down to 2K thanks to this Tier 1 tower in the top lane.
It also helps that this IO Razor is able to soak up more of the jungle. The Void's playing a little bit more aggressive in the lanes. Sure, the Void has died a couple times doing it, but you are kind of distributing the farm quite evenly. And the key thing is, in these type of games, Tundra is doing an exceptional job at just pushing out some of these more basic waves, not allowing Liquid opportunities to smoke behind that wave and find the fight.
Right.
Like you see here, they're chasing this Void. They might kill him, they might not, but the time bought on the rest of the map is...
Time Walk is up. Chrono as well. Time Walk to the other side. He's going to be greeted by more members of Liquid. Might have to use that Chrono to get away. Never mind. He's fine.
They don't have enough continued stuns. If the Dawn or the Marcy's not there.
Speaking of Marcy, she is a pig.
Bit rude.
Meant that as a compliment, of course, because Pick Pull is a great neutral item.
One of the best in the game, to be fair, yeah.
Like, if you're playing this game, do you think the players would be right on the estimation of the net worth difference? Like, honestly, I feel like they would not in this game.
Probably not. I think... Actually, no, to be fair, I think you can assume that in this game, just because you know that with Beastmaster farming with summons and how well Tundra push out the lanes, like if Liquid could see the creeps naturally hitting the towers, then they can feel a net worth lead. But because the creeps are always on their side of the river, you know that they're utilizing the jungle and the late game just a little bit better than Liquid right now. But I think you honestly could sense that it's quite a close game. And that's why Dota is one of the best MOBAs, because kills don't actually reflect the overall
one of the best
of the game.
There's like 3 MOBAs. One of the best.
Yes. That's, sorry, the best. Do you want me to clarify?
There you go.
The best.
Yes, of course.
I said one of the best because I was giving, you know, Smite some ground.
Oh boy, not Smite. Well, you can't put Heroes of Newerth in that category anymore. Sad.
F.
RIP. Yeah. Of course, it's been RIP for quite a while. Let's be real. As Maelstrom now online for 9, so we'll see that farm amplify just a little bit. We'll be going for the BKB next, so that's no big surprise. But on the other side, and we talk about the supports, Insania has obviously had a really good game, but Boxy on the Dawnbreaker, getting close to an Aghanim Scepter.
It's going to be so good, like, especially against all the physical damage that Tundra relies on. There isn't a single form of magical damage that they can hope to get kills with. Sure, like the Razor, maybe a Bash or a Maelstrom proc, but realistically, it's that right click, the static link, the Void, the Beastmaster.
The fact that Solar Guardian, I believe it works this way, right? You do it on top of a Chrono, and you don't get stunned until you move on top of the Chrono, right?
So if Dawn's one of those best heroes where you see the Chrono, you just pop your ult, you hold it, you have the 6% evasion, the extra heal, you're kind of laughing at Void, you know.
So this is going to potentially force out like an MKB. onto 9.
Or a disengage after you see it.
Okay.
I honestly, I'd argue at this point with Dawnbreakers, we've seen so many games of it now where teams, when you see that Dawn ult, you have to respect it, step back a bit, then look for the fight. And if you're Tundra, I think you're really happy to trade Chrono for Dawn ult throughout this game, because you already have the Beastmaster Roar, just the general positioning of Tundra being able to jump to the backlines through just running in with their movement speed. I wouldn't be surprised if you started seeing some more of these poking Chronos.
Yeah, that's true. Tundra does have a very mobile lineup in terms of disengage.
Very in your face, and Liquid doesn't really have team fight themselves to rely on. They have Wukong, sure, but in regards to stuns to keep them inside Wukongs, it's a root, it's a Marcy dispose, and then whatever Dawn or Monkey provides. So yeah, both teams struggling a little bit in kind of area fight outside of Chrono and Raw pretty much.
And we'll have the mech online for Snake King, who is relocating, trying to save Skeeter, and he does so successfully. Of course, it might cost him his life, as they are grouping up around that relocate spot. Insania probably posturing to get the kill again to increase his kill streak. See if he takes it. Nope, this time walks away. You can tell he wanted it though. As Matu now.
And the speed in which they TP around the map now. They find the kill top, instantly mass TPing to mid lane.
Yeah, and that forces out the 33 Primal Roar. It will save his life, and away he goes. Matu has the Deso Echo Saber combo going for the Basher next. And actually, Skeeter pops the BKB in that little engagement. That's is that the 10th second? Yes, he's gonna take the full Unleash combo from Mickey, who knows that BKB is down, so it just ends up soloing him.
Yeah, that was his 9-second BKB that he just kind of wasted a little bit there. And but look at the net worth. We mentioned that it was like 2-3k lead to Liquid. Slowly came back to Tundra because Liquid fully itemized for the fight in the moment. They aren't buying these Battle Furies, Midases. They're keeping themselves...
It's 16-1 and it's even.
Yeah.
Going on right now.
It's because the 16 kills that they've got, they've invested into just mid-game fight, right? Just look at this Monkey King. Perfect example. Reminiscent of pretty much like the Miracle Monkey King that we've seen in Division 2. It's this Echo Saber Desolator. You look for a lot of fights, you get that first Roshan, and you just run over your opponent through just pure numbers and just better effectiveness of the gold that you have.
And they know that Roshan's being attempted here. Matu gonna get off that Wukong's command. And here comes the jump in from 9, trying to take out Roche. He will do so and take the Aegis. Time walks to safety as well. Looks like he has the shard. They will take out the first life though. Either way, even if he dies here, that is super worth. Starbreaker perfectly timed into the dispose. Double kill for Mickey, who took out Io in turn as well. 18-1 advantage. It is still even.
Nope,
and Tundra takes the Aegis and the Roche. That's true, they have the technical lead right now.
They have the technical lead, yeah.
What in God's name am I watching?
And to be clear, he didn't snipe the Aegis. He simply...
Yes,
he killed and
Roche.
took.
That was beautiful.
That was banging.
Matu chasing 33. Skeeter on the outskirts now.
You asked why they picked mid-void. That's it right there.
I still don't know why. Sure. They knew that they could steal the Roche and Aegis.
You gotta feel bad for Liquid though, the way that they set themselves up for that as well, like preemptively using the Wukongs, trying to cover the area. But unfortunately, Void, one of the heroes that you chrono, I think the clutch thing here is the tether into overcharge, gives him the extra damage, really close on the blinding, like getting him outside the pit. Yeah. If it pushed him out, Aegis is Liquid's. If he doesn't overcharge in the IO, probably still Aegis to Liquid. So those small things that allowed him to get that.
Yeah, very nicely played from 9, who obviously has the Maelstrom, still working on the BKB as the tier 2 tower now, taking a lot of damage via Liquid.
Shouldn't change the game though for Liquid, realistically. You don't get the Aegis, whatever. Keep, making these plays. I already mentioned the itemization. If you look at every single hero in Liquid, it's about active items that want to find fights, that want to get kills.
I'm trying to think of a time where I watched a game where a team was down 1-18 and was leading. I don't know if I've ever seen this before.
All right,
I feel like maybe I have, but I don't remember it. Which doesn't mean anything because I'm an old man. So either way, this is crazy, crazy game.
Yeah, I'm doing my community service right now, casting with you, that's for sure.
I mean, can you think of a time where something like this has happened?
No,
I feel like this is a bug that we're not reading the right net worth.
No, there have. I mean, I feel like there's a game. Okay, let's be clear. I don't think it's been like this drastic. Yeah. 1-18. I've seen games where it's like 20-30, 20 to 35.
That's not even remotely the same. 1-18.
Okay, all right.
Disposed. Oh my God.
Oh God, he's so
he gets
dead.
deleted. And that is death number, is that 5? Yeah, he's 1 and 5 now on the mid Faceless Void, and they're leading the game.
Can we get an update on the damage done, please?
Dire's top tower
You think he's
is
up
under
there?
attack.
I mean, yeah.
He is
Look at
actually
him.
leading his team.
Oh. I got
Wow.
baited for a second. The big 10K number was like,
Yeah.
damn, what was that?
That's
Oh,
so bad.
okay, no. We don't want that. We
Which is
don't
still
want that.
surprising. I figured
There
Skeeter
we
would
go.
still be leading in both those categories, but not to be.
But this, to be clear, this damage is a reflection of the lineups that you have right now. Liquid, this is their big window to fight as you see them doing it right now.
Saxa, Shikuching to safety
Dire's
like he's
structures
fine.
are fortified.
as Tundra, again, undefeated in terms of series at this DPC season. Liquid have lost 1 series.
Radiant's bottom
This is
tower
a very important one for both teams. And Tundra down 1-19, but still in a very good spot, apparently. Snaking will drop. Matu's starting to get pretty scary, though. I mean, you guys can't see this because obviously I'm using a laptop as well, but I have that particle effect that shows when you're doing well. The entire Liquid team has fire particles right now. All 5 of their heroes. Nobody on Tundra has that, okay? I don't know why that cosmetic was put in for that reason, but regardless.
This is one of those games where if Liquid was to win in it's like 2 minutes, the only death was Zai in the mid lane to the mid lane Void getting a free cheap kill.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, Skeeter's going to be
Skeeter, no.
spotted. Matu with the ult and the backup with his team. He's going to pop BKB on Skin and then dies like a second after. Yet Tundra only down 1k. I'm just going to say this every time there's a kill.
It's just the efficiency of Tundra, the way in which they play the map, they find the farm. Like, they're not using any smokes, they're not looking to find kills, they're not forcing their supports to suicide for these random kills. They're all farming evenly, they're kind of kiting around Liquid, they contested the Roshan. Like, Tundra are doing the basics of this difficult game exceptionally well. And if you're Liquid, you probably feel really uncomfortable right now because you don't want to chase too deep into Tundra's side in the fear of the Raw, the Chrono, the BKBs, because you don't have BKBs yourself right now. And if you die, that's when Tundra will just fully occupy the entire map, using the vision of Beastmaster to set up a relocate. So it's kind of like Liquid, they've itemized the fight, they really want the Aegis, so now they're kind of biding their time waiting, and it's really interesting to see.
The first thing that pops in my head is we're going to have to maybe hold that thought, is Instania might be the second kill of the game for Tundra, but no, the Solar Guardian and the False Promise are there to save his life. So instead, Liquid going to turn this around. Looks like there's a nice Chronosphere on the other side, though. 9, they're going to take out Matu. That is a huge kill for Tundra. Snaking still staying alive. The relocate will be successful, but the Faceless Void dies. But at what cost? Liquid have lost 2 already. Hammers there from Boxy. Looks like they're cleaning up pretty nicely on the Tundra. The other way around, 2 dead, make it 3 for Tundra. So it's a 3 for 3 so far. Finally, Io dies, and the last remaining member, Saxa, who has died endless amount of times this game, will be the only one to survive.
Will Insania die to the Dragon?
Yeah, the Dragon doing a lot. Insania is healing up to a high degree, though, and Zai and company should be able to take this Dragon in turn. So 25-4. They've quadrupled their kills. That's a good start for Tundra, as they're now down 2k.
This is the perfect example of why Liquid weren't really chasing for the fight outside their Aegis. It was, sure they win it eventually, but the fear of the Monkey King being out of position, the Chrono, we see the highlight here. They put themselves in this position where Oracle has to ulti himself. Realistically, this Oracle ult wants to be on a core. The Dawnbreak ult needs to be on a core. But because Oracle is the one getting picked off, it opens up Tundra to have an advantageous fight. Sure, it eventually goes down. And the reason for that, Zai at the top of your screen. At the entire time, free casting like he's a Zeus, fully uncontested. Multiple Illuminates sweeping through the fight, hitting 2-3 people at a time.
Yep, dispose into instant deletion again onto 9.
Every time we go into a highlight, Void dies.
Yes, I've noticed that too. 4k lead for Liquid, creating a little bit of space now, and obviously the Unleashed quite good at pushing towers.
And this is the point where Liquid's draft feels really good. BKBs are on cooldown. Of course, they're like 90 seconds now. No Chrono. You're not scared of anything. You need to go. You need to make sure that you punish that top engagement.
Matu's starting to go to town on this barracks with no Void for 40 seconds. Looks like Tundra going to have to concede this one.
And he's still got Wukongs if he needs it. He got picked off in that previous fight. So yeah, Tundra, if they only found maybe 1 more kill in that top engagement, this wouldn't have been happening, and Liquid have felt so much worse, but instantly capitalizing on some big cooldowns there.
Yeah, now that Scotty is online for Matu, he is looking very freaking scary. Although there is a refresher now. It is slower than the average by 23 entire seconds for Skeeter. But this is one of the most powerful refresher carries in the game.
It's one of the few carries that still actively buys refreshers, like second, third item. If anything, I feel like Razor was the reason why people wanted to see BKB or refresher nerfed. We got to see at least the BKB nerf, so it hits everyone. I feel maybe in the future we'll have some different interactions between refresher and BKBs or the charges that you get, but yeah, one of the best heroes in the game for it.
Tundra apparently...
Oh, Boxy wants some recommendations on air conditioning. So if anyone in chat has some good ideas, please paste them. Don't paste links though, you'll get banned.
True. I think Americans are the best with AC. Everybody seems to hate America because everything has AC.
Are you projecting here?
Yes. Everywhere I go in Europe, there's no AC.
It's because we don't have, I mean, I say we, I'm British, we're not part of Europe anymore.
That's true. Yeah, sorry about that.
I don't even own AC, and I'm not part of Europe. What is my life?
26-4, and it's not that far out of reach for Tundra. I still kind of believe, I'm not going to lie. But the Faceless Void has looked pretty weird. 2-7 for 9 thus far. Of course, he's just starting to get online. Has the Maelstrom BKB that we've seen, so it's really not until the next item that I feel like we're going to start seeing impact from him. Other than like the Chrono stuff. I mean, the Chrono, the top lane was really good, but...
No, we're not going to ever see impact from him.
You don't think so, ever?
Look at his quick buy.
Well, okay, to be fair, he changed his quick buy like 5 times during this pause.
Okay, thank God. Oh God, I'm so worried.
Right now, it's a Bloodstone.
That's what I mean.
And I don't think that's going to happen.
You think the Bloodstones are the spell lifesteal on the bashes he's not getting? Is that going to help him?
Yeah, don't think so. Don't think that's the play.
Or, actually, to be fair, his power play is he's going to jump in, use the Bloodstone to be tankier, so then he can then still jump back. Like, it's
you
the
need
tanky
Oh
void.
my God, they're going to take out Skeeter. Does Liquid. That's a pretty big kill, and Snake King also used the relocate, so...
Yep.
Looks like he will drop in addition, as the lead for Liquid is now getting to a point where it's a little bit more appropriate for the score. Snake Hill. Did he actually buy the Shadow Amulet?
Did buy the amulet, yeah.
Oh my God, they don't have that.
Right, wait. Insania Cam. Insania's coming in with the gem from the right-hand side. Please hold.
All right. Do they think he's still there? I don't think so.
They actually just don't care.
Yeah, they're like, whatever.
That's Insania, south of the IO with gem, but doesn't want to go look. All right, how long does he stay here for?
That's a good question.
He has TP.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yo.
Gonna try to cut the wave now, apparently.
He's maybe just gonna tether back or TP.
Did he forget where he was? All right, now decides
he was just lowering his music, you know.
Very good. Zoxa,
Very
he's
nice
the
play,
one.
though. Gotta respect that.
Yeah, for sure. And we haven't really seen a team fight since that top engagement. It's been more pickoff related for Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid looking for pickoffs, looking to get this next Roshan. It will be a little bit difficult in the back of their minds. You have to remember that there's Hawk Vision, there's Chrono to snipe it.
Oh, and the smoke from Tundra, so they are aware.
But the vision around this pit. Liquid have 2 wards, north and south of the pit. They're instantly killing off the Hawks as well. They've not seen it yet.
There's a Hawk inside.
Insania's too far away with the gem to actually check it.
Yeah, but the scan comes out, so Liquid are aware. Although they're not aware that Tundra's coming from the side instead. We'll see if they're able to get the jump. Looks like there's enough separation, and the reset looks to be successful as Matu is going to be spotted. With that Hawk coming through.
Yep.
Purifying Flames is there. They have enough spam to take these out relatively quickly. We can see the Hawk still in the pit, showing that Roche is at half HP.
The difficult thing with this smoke is Tundra didn't have an Observer ward when they made this play, so they're relying only on Hawk Vision.
Radiant are scanning.
And now Liquid, they're just running into the darkness, hoping to find someone.
Oh, 9. Oh, he's not quite spotted in the trees. Gets the time walk off, though. So Tundra are aware, and both teams just wrapping around each other in a 360-degree motion.
And now Tundra in the pit.
Yeah, although
they don't seem
to be tough. They're going to smoke up again.
Bring around the roses.
Triceratops is dead. Mickey, we're going to go back into the pit, but here we go. The static link, but instant sheep being shown by Zai. BKB bopped by Skeeter is going to use that Refresher, but there's a Chronosphere onto 2. Again, the Solar Guarding with the evasion. 9 not able to do too much, but Mickey's being the forced target right now. Can they get him in time? 9 able to time walk back. Looks like he's going to be a respectable amount of HP. Only 1 has died so far for Liquid, as they do find the face before he buys back into the game instantly. Instania again has to false promise himself. And finally, Skeeter does drop, so that's a huge kill for Liquid. And with the buyback onto Tundra, see if they can continue this or not. The Sheep onto the Beastmaster. 33 going to get completely surrounded. He's all alone. This looks to be another kill for Liquid, which might open up Roche. Knowing that that Chronosphere is down, there's not going to be much hope for Tundra to get it unless they get some cheeky time walk into reverse time walk steals.
I mean, he did buy back, but unfortunately, he's not really ready.
Man, his inventory looks quite sad.
All right, let's move the camera away from him. Let's look at Zai's inventory.
Don't.
Zai's inventory looks really good. The Hex, the Lotus, the Vessel carrying the gem.
Good.
But yeah, unfortunately for Tundra, even though they use multiple smokes to try and get themselves in a good position, even when they hit the good spells, they just didn't have the damage at the end of the day, right? We look at this highlight. You got Razor linking onto Marcy. Gold goes down to half HP. It looks like a big chrono, but doesn't clip the Oracle. Dorno on top, really no damage. Sure, Insane, I think, ults himself at the tail end of this fight, but yeah, it's so hard to get anything in. The Weaver, your IO, they're kind of enablers. And Tundra, now they're feeling it. If you ask what the net worth was, the teams could probably give you an accurate representation.
Yes,
the
now
net
they
reflects the kills.
Yes. So Aegis now online for Matu. I believe the Shard was picked up by the Dawnbreaker for Boxy, so we'll get that magic immunity during Starbreaker.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And you know it's a difficult game because Insania, he's been ulting himself like 2-3 fights in a row. You've not had to see Tundra initiate on a core to who then get saved by Dawn and Oracle. In that previous fight, again, it was like Dawn saving the Marcy temporarily, whilst Oracle saved himself. Like, you've still not seen Liquid in full force of their fight. Very difficult for Tundra. They need to keep skipping the waves and just annoy Liquid as best as they can. But even though they're racks down in bottom, it's really difficult to do. They don't really have like, innate wave clearers.
Sox is showing off the Gleipnir as the instant release from the Solar Guardian to get out of dodge for Boxy.
They actually do have decent wave clear now. If Weaver can like just cut behind Liquid's lineup and then Beastmaster have creeps, like they can to some degree do it. It's just not as quick as alternative options.
Yeah. And now the mid void is showing.
Showing what?
Well, showing what? What's the best way to put it without flaying? Showing why everybody on the panel was dumbfounded by why it's mid.
I see.
It's starting to make sense now. But if he had, I mean, they stayed in the game for a long time.
They're not out of it yet.
They're not.
What's
I mean,
this like
it's
concluding conversation we're having here?
Let's wrap up this game.
Okay, Liquid. Enough.
It's not quite to that territory yet, but I think the next fight might be the end if Liquid are able to take it.
Like, Insania just drew on the minimap a very clear definition of what they want to do. He just drew a line outside the tier 3s, like, guys, they need to be in their base. We need to push top, we need to push mid, and then we need to sweep into their bottom jungle. Like, Liquid right now, they have Aegis. They've been waiting for an Aegis for so long. They've been waiting for an opportunity to take the fight. And now this is their moment. They pushed in top, Coddle's going to push in mid, and yeah, the actions are pretty much unfolding as expected from the minimap drawing. And now Tundra, they're on the great retreat. They don't really want to take a fight in the open area. They've been struggling even when they have the initiation and the vision.
33 did show briefly. The rest of Tundra not in vision anymore. 33 just hiding in the tree line. Scan was already used by Liquid, so we're gonna have to run into him the old-fashioned way, which they do. Instant Hex. And not quite an instant death, but 33 dies nonetheless. Soxa, again, just cutting the waves, doing all he can to try to extend this game.
But just like, if you want to understand what to do when you're behind, just look at what Tundra's doing. Sure, Beastmaster got picked off, but look at how quickly Razor then ran to mid. Void goes to top. And on the other side, look at how Liquid, when they're in the lead, they get a pick off bottom, and the speed in which they then TP to find pickoffs. They're trying to punish the way in which Tundra's keeping themselves in the game. And they actually do get a catch.
Skeeter getting chased. See, Insania has blinked in there as well as Matu and company surrounding, but there's the relocate. Question is, does Tundra want to try to defend? It's without a Beastmaster. Might just have to sacrifice the IO again. Unless he has the Shadow Amulet ready to go. But there's a sentry. Not in vision, though. All right, gets disposed back into the right clicks. 16K lead for Liquid, and the Aegis Only up for another minute and 20 seconds.
I just love the speed in which Liquid's playing around the map. Finding the pickoffs, getting the TPs, running across. The Hex from Zai just really just picking them apart. All right, they get a stun on the Monkey King.
Yeah, that's a good start. Mato at half HP is going to get false bronze relatively early. As a Cronus here on the back line. 9 focusing them, but there's the Solar Guardian again. Has to force his BKB, and Stania looks like he's going to live throughout all of this, and already the Razor has died. So 9 just left to his own devices, getting completely surrounded and brought down into oblivion. That's 3 dead for Tundra with the dieback from Snake King. GGs are called. So Liquid do take game 1.